the terrible mistake he made and has a lot of work to do to repair his relationship with his family. Now, Arnold has put cheating back in the spotlight, but it is a real thing that happens in everyday relationships. Relationship expert LaDawn Black is here to talk a little more about it. Good morning.
Good morning.
Okay, is there a way to get over cheating? Do you think Maria's going back?
You know what? I don't think Maria's going back. I think she's already done her time in the relationship. But you know what? There's some steps that you can take if someone is cheating close to home.
Okay, so what are they? Because if you are the person who's being cheated on, if you first hear that, you need to stop for a minute. What's the first thing you do then?
First thing you do is what you just said. Take a time out. So before you can say anything, make any harsh decisions, bring the kids into it, you actually go to that hotel room. You go stay with that family member.
You might say some things first, though, before you do that. But
you do, but
in theory, you should.
Time out, because the thing is, you haven't made any decisions yet. You don't know totally what's happened. So in that timeout period, you can really assess how you feel about your lover, how you feel about the third party, and what you plan on doing next.
Okay, if you want to try and work it out, what's the conversation that you then have? I mean, how much information do you need to know? How open should the other person be about what happened?
You know what, that leads me to the next step. You have to have that revelation and venting period. And I usually tell people, just take one day. I'm going to ask you every question I have about what happened, and I'm going to tell you exactly how I felt about it. But also, I want to hear from you. Why did you do it? Could I have done anything different? Let's have that one night of venting it all out. And from that, what you get is your next step.
Should the person be willing to say everything that happened, though? I mean, is that going to be healthy, or is that just going to replay over and over and be problematic if you're trying to fix the relationship?
Well, you know what? You're never in it to hurt a person's feelings. But if a person says, well, how many times were you together? Were there any children out of this relationship? Did you love this person? Those are questions that need answers, because if they're not answered, that person is going to always wonder really what was going on.
All right, if you've been cheated on and you decide, I don't want to work it out, we don't need to talk about this, how do you take the next step of then just walking away? Because it's probably not going to be as easy as that.
That's when you have to be honest with yourself about what happened, because a lot of times when we get in those bad relationship cycles and we keep repeating these things, or we stay in a situation that's not really feeding our spirit, it's because we haven't been honest about, he slept with the nanny, she slept with my best friend. You have to see the situation for what it is. But then you also have to realize that you were powerless to stop it. I get those calls and emails every night. Could I have lost weight? Could I have been more attractive? Could I have been more attentive? And the truth is, that was that person's decision. And a lot of times the cheater will tell you, I was happy at home. It just popped up.
So that's when you
Maybe
have
that was the wrong thing to say.
That's when you have to make your peace with it.
Exactly. And once you make your peace with it, you can make a decision that benefits you and your family.
All right. We are going to wrap it up. For more advice from relationship expert LaDawn Black, Kim Kardashian just got engaged to NBA star Kris Humphries. He made it official after just 6 months of dating, and with a gargantuan 20.5-carat ring. And that brings us to our relationship expert, LaDawn Black. LaDawn, question is, everybody wants to know, how does she do it? We're talking 6 months here. She's been around.
You know what the interesting thing is, that you'll meet people who can continuously get engaged, and then you'll meet people who it just never ever happens.
So what's the difference in those people?
The difference is those people are very direct, number one, about what they want. So if I'm looking to marry you, I'm going to make it clear. I'm not going to hint around. I'm not going to take you to romantic movies and say, well, would you get the hint?
Right.
No, I'm going to tell you, I want to be married in 6 months, and that's what these people do.
And so she did that. You think it'll work for other folks? I mean, because some people will say she is Kim Kardashian, and we were talking, the ring, where'd the ring come from?
Now, the ring is rumored. We don't know if it's true. But she had the same ring when she was dating Reggie Bush, and he decided not to marry her. So they believe she removed the side stones, and she's using it again.
I guess that helps when you come to the relationship with your own ring.
The 20-carat ring, yes,
that might help.
definitely.
All right, so for the average person, though, being that direct, at least that gets you in the door. At least lets everybody know you're on the same page.
Right. And once you're direct, you also have to have a plan on how the relationship's going to change if you don't get what you want.
Meaning what? I'm either going to stay or I'm going to go.
I'm going to stay or I'm going to go. Or maybe we're going to step our relationship down. Or maybe I'm going to see other people because maybe you're not ready to give me what I need. Sometimes you have to let a person know that I'm not just going to wait in the woods until you make up your mind.
Sometimes, though, there are reasons why a marriage may not happen right then. Not that it's not going to happen, but
Exactly.
not happening right then.
You know, there are some really good reasons. If someone says that their money isn't right, or their education, you know, is a priority, or their work, maybe they travel too much and this isn't a commitment they want to make right now, those are things that really have some good, solid reasoning behind them.
But why? When you go back to the money and
Right.
and to the timing of things, I mean, some people will probably never have enough money for
Exactly.
them to get married. You always
Exactly.
want more. But why can't you get married while you're building your money? I think
You know
that's one of
what?
the big arguments, discussions.
It's one of those weird things. Some people want the money so they can have the big ceremony. Some people want the money so they can have the stability and really provide for a family. Now, the truth is, if someone loves you and they want to make that step, they could be broke and they're
Right.
going to make that step. So definitely you can make an argument for the money really isn't a huge
On
deal.
either side. All right. Well, we're going to get you to stick around
Okay.
because you know we always have questions when it comes to our relationships. You can send us your question. Tweet us at Fox. Well, pretty soon school's going to be out for summer, and that means lots of time with the kids. But it doesn't have to mean less time with your significant other. Relationship expert LaDawn Black joins us this morning with more and with some tips, of course, too. Good morning, LaDawn.
Good morning, Megan.
So a lot of parents struggle with this, you know, to spend time with each other now that they've got 2, 3, 4 kids running around the house. How do you make time?
You know what? The first thing that you have to do is really take advantage of the family time that you're going to spend this summer. So a lot of us go to amusement parks, we go to go-kart tracks, we go to places like that. And a lot of times the parents are just standing on the side doing nothing. Well, that can be like one-on-one time with your mate. You can talk, you can grab a snack. You know, use those times where the kids are out doing activities and on the rides to actually spend time with your mate.
That's pretty good because then you're together, but you're still with the kids too, and they feel
Exactly.
a part of the family too.
Exactly.
Now, if you want that just alone time, is there anything you can do to make room for that?
You know what? We were talking about the parent trick that a
Yes.
lot of kids don't know. You know, oftentimes when you go to family functions, someone's like, oh, you know, send your kids to the country. You know, they can come stay with me for a week. I'll send my kids to you. Take advantage of it. Send the kids away. If they live in the city, send them to the cousin with the farm. If they live on the farm, send them to the city. The kids have no idea. They have fun. And then you get a week or so to yourself as a couple.
It's brilliant. And I remember as a kid, my parents, we did that with our cousins, and it's fun for you.
Right, and you said you had no idea.
I had no idea why we were being shipped out. And the other thing, too, is be honest with your teens, too, you were telling us, and let them know that you need still your couple time.
Exactly. Now, this is one of those times where having older children really pays off.
Yeah.
You know, they're interested in relationships. They have boyfriends and girlfriends. They understand that mom and dad need time to themselves. So if you have younger children, have the older kids take on the younger kids so you can have some private time. Also, teenagers are more apt to say, yeah, go on and go out.
And they wouldn't be alone.
understand. Exactly.
Well, LaDawn, thank you so much. I know some of you probably have questions, too, so we'll have her stick around. But in the meantime, if you want advice from her, you can log on to